Hi everyone, welcome to Savannah, Georgia. I am here on the last leg of a really great family vacation. We've been traveling up and down the East Coast, and Savannah is going to be our last stop. This is my first time as an adult in Georgia. I think I came here as a child, but I was so young I don't remember. But this is my first time here as an adult, and I'm really excited to see the sights, show you around, all that good stuff. Some of the things we are going to be doing, we'll do a couple sightseeing tours, but I'm also going to take you sightseeing to some local Savannah yarn shops. In my previous video, I mentioned that I was going to knit Stevie's Dream socks. It's a two yarn color work pattern that really inspires in me the sense of travel, mystery, curiosity. And I thought maybe I'll visit some of these yarn stores and see if there are some colorways that I can pair together to make these socks kind of as a souvenir for my travels. We might also go to South Carolina. I'll put a map on the screen so you can kind of get a sense of the local area, but South Carolina is not very far, and there's one, possibly two yarn stores that I will be able to make it to, and I will show you those as well. Just a little bit on the climate here. It is super hot. It is humid here. It's probably about 89, 90 degrees, but the humidity is something that you cannot escape from. I got in my Uber yesterday, and the Uber driver said, "Ooh, child, you're sweating." And I'm like, "Yeah, I just stepped out there for about 10 minutes and I was toast." So, well, I added extra powder to my foundation. We'll see. We'll see how I hold up throughout the day. But I'm really excited to show you some of the local Savannah sites. It'll be my first time seeing them too. Oh, also, we are probably going to stop by a bookstore. I don't think I've shared this on the channel, but when I travel, there are a couple places that I like to visit in every city to kind of get a sense of the place. A yarn shop, of course, I love visiting yarn shops, but I also like visiting bookstores to get a sense of the local history, the vibe, the energy, a local coffee shop, and just, you know, walking around and enjoying what a city has to offer. I am in my room right now. I keep saying I'm in Savannah. It doesn't look like Savannah because I'm in front of a textured wall, but I will take you outside so you can see my beautiful view of the river. This is the view from my hotel balcony. Ignore that, but this is what I have been waking up to, and it is absolutely gorgeous. We'll go ahead and get started with our day. So let's have some fun.
This is Miss Lady. Miss Lady loves to try on my products, all my outfits, but she never buys anything.
She looks fantastic. That's cute. I like this yarn, but I always shy away from ribbon yarns because I never really know what to make with them. I'm never sure if it's a shawl.
But you know, that's what I do as a fiber artist. I will experiment.
Oh.
Even if I don't like it, it's funny. I'll keep it, and usually somebody likes it. But I usually kind of figure out what to make with what. Like for instance, this is what that is too right here. This. And I added it to the, this is a bamboo. And
can you say, so this shawl is the bamboo?
And wool added to, like,
one of the racetrack yarns?
Yeah, that's these two yarns.
And so you added that, and oh wow, the texture of that is beautiful.
It is, it's soft too because of the bamboo and wool, and then this is cotton with nylon. So it's a circular scarf.
And as a fiber artist, you find like experimenting, just trying.
Yes, I like to experiment with different textures, different things to do.
Wow. This is 100% silk.
Yes.
That color is so vibrant.
Isn't it?
And it's a sport. Wow.
That's another thing I love about it because it's not so thin.
Yeah, a lot of silk yarns are like lace weight and fingering.
Actually, that's what I mixed with this ribbon right here. That's
to make this over here.
No, I'm doing this here with
with the silk yarn.
Yeah, this was a little fingerling, well, almost a fingerling.
I'm sitting in Telfair Park trying to cool down. I just left Diane's studio, and I have to say, we chatted for at least an hour, and it was funny. I was so shy coming in because this is my first time actually going into shops, asking shop owners if I can film, if I can photograph and show what they have, and I was so shy, y'all, and I'm like, excuse me, I love your shop, can I take pictures? And she's like, and then I told her about the podcast, I told her about my Instagram, and she's like, oh yeah, sure. And then we had the loveliest conversation. We talked for about an hour, and one of the things we talked about was how knitting is love energy. There's so much love and passion we put into what it is that we make, and it's our responsibility to share and pass on our love of knitting to upcoming generations, people who are new to it. She mentioned the book, what was it called? Knitting is Power or Knitting is Love. I'll put it on the screen, but I'm going to check that out. I've seen it around. I've just never picked it up and read it, but it just sounds like there's so much good in that. Her shop is wonderful. She is a wonderful human being, wealth of knowledge. If you're ever in Savannah, I highly recommend visit Diane's knitting studio. Diane, if you're watching, thank you so much for chit-chatting with me. I had so much fun. Bye. Oh, I was just waiting for a plane to pass. There was one overhead. So I'm gonna take maybe another 10 minutes, sit here, try to cool down as much as I can, because the next place we are going is about a 10-15 minute walk. So I'll see you there. We are taking a midday break because it is just so hot and humid outside. You're going to hear the AC running in the background. It is what it is. I need to cool down. But I did want to show you some of the things I did buy today from the different places I went to. First, I want to show you what I bought from the Christmas tree ornament store. Be prepared for crinkles. Just lower your volume if you have to. But I went in and I bought this little angel for my mom. Let's see if I can bring her close. I thought Mom would like that just to put on our Christmas tree or just to have out during the Christmas holidays. She has these cute little red robins on her dress. I don't know, I think Mom will be a fan of this one. And then let me show you what I bought for myself. So I buy all these things and I don't fully think out how I'm gonna get them back. These are probably gonna have to be something I just carry on to the plane, including this one. It is a Georgia peach. Just a little souvenir to remember the trip by. I usually don't buy too many like physical souvenirs. I like pictures. I like maybe going and getting like a book from a bookstore or going to a yarn store, but I could not resist these two. The next thing I bought was from Diane's Knit Studio. I loved her store so much, and just getting to hang out and chit chat with her, it was great. But I did buy this leather case. It's gonna be really great storage for my DPNs and other notions that I carry around. Not much to show inside. It's all leather, just some suede inside. I think it's, Patricia Nash. I think this is a Patricia Nash case. So I'm really excited to start traveling with this and storing my notions in it as well. I also visited the Frayed Knot, and they had some really cool yarns, including some local ones. I went shopping with the intention of finding yarn for my Stevie's Dream socks, and I think I found what I was looking for. So these are the colors that I chose. I'll put more information on the screen for you, but I think these two are going to pair really well together. My lighting here isn't the best, so it's not coming up as its true colors. Like this one looks way more orange, and this one is not as deeply saturated, but I will put pictures of them in their skeins on the screen so you can see them. So I am thinking that this is going to be my main color, and this is going to be my contrast color. It's gonna look really, really nice together. These balls of yarns were dyed by, I think they were dyed not here in Savannah, but they were dyed in the state of Georgia. And they are from Moss Fibers. And they are 85% fine superwash merino and 15% nylon. The blue is Play Day May 2025, and I get 394 yards in 100 grams. And the same with this one. The yarn store owner at Frayed Knot shared something interesting with me that I hadn't heard before, but I'm gonna take the advice. She said that if I plan to store the yarns, try not to put the ball tags in them because they can wear on the strands of yarn inside of the ball. It's not going to be a problem for this project because I'm going to cast these on probably tonight, but I thought that was interesting, so I'll be keeping these separate. But this is I'm a Peach, and the dyer's name is Moss Fibers, and then this particular sock yarn is Moss High Twist. So I'm a Peach and Play Day May. Main color, contrast color. I think it's gonna look really good. Maybe I'll have some progress done that I can show you tomorrow. I'm taking, the lights just come on and off back here. I don't know, it's not me. I'm gonna take a midday break. It's just so hot outside, and I need to sit back, relax, get something to eat, and get my energy up. If I don't see you when I'm out walking later tonight, you'll see me tomorrow. Welcome to day 2. Like I thought last night, I was pretty tired when I returned to my room, so I decided to make it an early one. I'm back out walking and touring around Savannah. The first thing I did was I took, that's a beautiful bell. The first thing I did is I got up and took a tour with Miss Pat. It was a guided history tour of the different sites of enslavement in Savannah. So we took a look at different architecture, different squares that are important to the history of not just African Americans to the community, but to the entire community as well. I highly recommend this tour. Miss Pat acknowledged that, you know, it's a terrible, tough history, but she gave it with a lot of wit, a lot of humor, but also with a lot of compassion and just a very intelligent conversation about the role of African Americans, Gullah Geechee culture in building up Savannah, also talking about abolitionists, the abolitionist movement, and other, oop, there's a fly, and the role of the Gullah Geechee and African American culture in Savannah. There are a lot of really great tours here in Savannah. I do recommend this one, especially if you want to learn more about American history. I also visited the SCAD Museum. Now, SCAD is an arts college here in Savannah, Georgia. It's the Savannah College of Art and Design. And I went to one of their galleries today. Oop, I'm getting a little fuzzy. I went to one of their galleries today and I was able to view a lot of really interesting modern art pieces from all over the world. So this selection wasn't necessarily a student collection, but independent artists who are still new. Maybe their artwork is maybe 1 or 2 years old. So it was really modern, it was really fresh, and I enjoyed it. I just finished at the restaurant. I did not record what I ate because I was so hungry, but I had the chicken pot pie with collard greens. It's excellent. I discovered the trick to surviving the humidity here. It's walking slower than you normally would. We're back in our hotel room after spending most of the day out. My makeup did not hold up through the rest of the day, but you know, it is what it is. But I'll end things for today here. Just wanted to show you some of the books I picked up in the bookstore. It had a lot of really great fiction, nonfiction, and also local Savannah, Georgia and Lowcountry titles. So if you're interested in a variety of books, really diverse books across the spectrum, I highly recommend that store. But let me show you what I bought. I picked up one of their blind date with a book romance options, and some of the things they called out in this are that it's about an aspiring screenwriter, chance encounters, a spontaneous pact, coincidences and ironies, snappy dialogue, and realistic and lovable characters. I love blind dates with a book. I've never bought one before. I've checked them out from the library, but this is going to be really interesting to see what's inside. I hope I like it. And I bought it at East Shaver Booksellers when I was there earlier today. So let's open this up together. Okay, so this is Plot Twist by Bethany Turner. And the description is February 4th, 2003 promises to be a typical day for Olivia Ross, a greeting card writer whose passion project is a screenplay of her own. But after she and a handsome actor have a magical meet cute in a coffee shop, they make a spontaneous pact. In 10 years, after they've found the success they're sure they're going to achieve, they'll return to the coffee house to partner up and make a film together. The only problem? Olivia neglected to get the stranger's name, but she doesn't forget his face or the date. Every February 4th for the next 10 years, Olivia has a day full of coincidences and ironies. As men come and go and return to her life, she continues to write, but still wonders about the guy from the coffee shop. The nameless actor she's almost certain has turned out to be Hamish McDougal, now a famous A-lister and Hollywood leading man. But a lot can happen in 10 years, and while waiting for the curtain to rise on her fate, the true story of Olivia's life is being written. And if she's not careful, she will completely miss the real-life romantic comedy playing out right before her eyes. So the book I chose was Plot Twist by Bethany Turner. I think this is going to be a good one. I'm going to start it on my trip. One thing about the blind date with a book that one of the cashiers mentioned to me is that the name of the books are going to appear on your receipt. So if you want this, if you go into the store and buy one of these books and want it to remain a surprise, don't look at the receipt. Also, the ISBN number is on the cover of the book. I just wanted it to be a surprise. I think this is something that I would really, really like. So I'm going to give it a try and I'll get back to you on how Plot Twist goes. Good morning, everyone. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We are going to be doing my nose is a little itchy, a walking tour of a local cemetery. I'll tell you more about it when we get there. But first, I want to show you how my Stevie Dream socks are going. I haven't made too much progress on this, but I am getting through the bobble section. It looks pretty good. The other thing I did with this is I changed the contrasting colors and the main color. So my contrasting color for this sock is actually going to be the blue, and my main color is going to be the peachy pink. Just as a reminder, these are the two balls of yarn that I'm using for the project. Maybe by the end of my vacation I'll make it halfway through the sock. If not, it'll be fun to take home. I also don't want to forget to mention that I did finish my husband's first sock. This is what I was working on through much of this portion of the trip, and it's nice to have it done. I'm going to have him try it on to make sure that it fits him. This is my first time making him socks before I cast on the second one, but there's not a lot of appetite to wear like very heavy socks, alpaca socks here right now. So probably by the time we get home, he'll do a fit check for me, and then I can cast on the second sock. No pattern associated with this. This is just my vanilla sock pattern. Super easy to make, and I enjoyed making this. I like the contrasting heel cuff and toes with the sea blue. I did ask him if he wanted stripes in it because I thought some yellow stripes up top would look very cool. He was kind of indifferent. He just said, just make whatever you think is gonna look best. It's good that he trusts me. So this is his first sock. I have a cup of coffee all ready to go, black with just a little bit of cream. Now let's head out and check out this cemetery. I just finished my tour of Bonaventure Cemetery. Just for some historical context, this cemetery was built on top of a plantation that burned down sometime in the 1800s. I'll put a link in the description to give you more information about that. But this is basically where the wealthiest people, most influential and powerful people in Savannah were buried. The tour I took was a walking tour. It was 2 hours long. It was pretty good. I learned a lot about the people who were buried here. Just heads up, if you do plan to take a tour of Bonaventure, especially when it's hot outside, make sure you bring water, an umbrella, anything you need to stay cool, because on my walking tour someone did feel a little bit sick and had to drop out. They just weren't used to the heat. Also, in terms of accessibility, I did a walking tour, which may not be for everyone. There are golf cart tours of the cemetery. You just have to take a look online and see what's available. At the beginning, the tour guide showed us a map of Bonaventure, and it's really interesting how it's constructed. So in the eye of the cemetery is where the original plantation was, and then if you take a look at the map too, you'll see that it kind of looks like a human skull, so with the eye in the center and then the pathway. That might be a trick from Freemasons who built the cemetery all those years ago. Take a look at it, but there are ways to find different grave sites here. If you walk up to this house right over here, they have what looks like an ATM. And instead of an ATM, it's actually a historic grave finder of this site and other cemeteries around Savannah, Georgia. So if you're looking for a particular grave, or maybe you have a family member buried here, you'll be able to find them using that feature. It was also interesting seeing how people celebrate and mourn their dead. One of my favorite classes in college was a Sites of Mourning course. And in that course, we talked a lot about how different cultures around the world celebrate and mourn their dead. And being in Savannah, which is called one of the most haunted cities in America, it's interesting how the past is still so present and how it impacts things today. So yesterday, on the tour I went on to different historical sites related to the enslavement of African Americans and abolitionists, we stopped by a cemetery where the markers faced east. The tour guide let us know that the people buried there were African American, and they had their tombstones turned east. They were unmarked because they were pointing back towards Africa. And then she also showed us a plot. It was called, I think, Stranger's Burial Ground. And that was an unmarked grave site of just individuals that nobody knows. She said it was primarily the local white population from the 17 and 1800s. And they're trying to build it up and put some sort of monument there to recognize both groups of people and who they are and their humanity. Here, this is a site where you're going to find the wealthy of Savannah. Many of them were planters, plantation owners, slave owners, people who also fought for the Confederacy. So you will see grave markers that are pointing south because they're the graves of people who fought in the Civil War. And so by pointing south, they've turned their back on the North and the Union. There's so much to learn here and take in. To me, history is very alive and present, and I'm the type of person who likes to learn from history and to apply it to my life so that I know I can make better decisions and be a good steward of my culture, my heritage, and to make sure I pass down, you know, some good lessons, but also some pretty tough ones. It is now time for me to take a mid-afternoon break to cool off. And my phone's about to die, so I gotta save what battery I have left for my Uber. I will see you in a little bit with our next adventure. Good morning, everyone. Today is the last day that we are going to be in our hotel for the last leg of our trip. We'll still be in Savannah, but we are moving to an Airbnb so we can be closer by to friends. We're going to be spending a couple days with them. Today we have a couple things happening before that. First, I am going to be heading to South Carolina. I'm in Georgia now, and South Carolina is really just a stone's throw away. I'll take you out to the balconies so you can see what I'm talking about. And then after we head to South Carolina, we'll spend the day there for a little bit, and then I'm going to be heading to one of the local yarn shops up there. I'm really excited to show it to you, so come on, let's go. It's a bit overcast today, which is a great change in the weather, but I just wanted to show you this here in front of me. This is the Savannah River, and that bridge right over there is the Talmadge Memorial Bridge, and just on the other side of that bridge is South Carolina. I need to show you all the progress that I've made with my Stevie's Dreams socks this trip. These two colors are the ones that I picked up earlier in my trip. And this is the progress that I have. You can kind of see it's coming together, but it's gonna be a moon held by two hands. And then on the back side of it, get all these moons as well. So I am knitting these on two 16-inch circular US2 needles. I think I might finish the leg tonight. Even look, the little baubles are really cute too. I'll probably finish the leg portion of this tonight and have the hands all done, and then I'll be heading on to the heel turn, gusset, and then the final stretch, the insole. So this is my first Stevie Dream socks. I am going to need to block it pretty well. It is fitting a bit snug. It fits, but you know, the fibers relax a little bit more after a good blocking. But I think if I could go back and do it again, I would knit this on size 2 like I did, but I might even go up to like a US size 3 for the color work. My knitting is so tight. I'm also looking at this and thinking these would make some really cool mitts as well. I think with most sock patterns aren't difficult to convert into mitten patterns. So I'm thinking about this for the future, for the winter. I wouldn't mind another pair that I can wear on my hands. But this is the first bit of Stevie's Dream. 1 cup of coffee to start the morning, the one I brewed in the hotel. Tastes a little bit more like water than coffee, but bakers can't be choosers. Just made it back from South Carolina. We were in Bluffton taking a look at some of the sites, and while we were there, I went ahead and stopped by Shrimp and Knits. It's a fun store. The owner, Tracy, she's a hoot. She's so funny, and you can tell her humor is all over the store and the little knickknacks and decor that you see. If you're ever in Bluffton heading out to Hilton Head or in the southern part of South Carolina, I highly recommend that store. I did pick up a couple things. I will share that later, but I also wanted to share another place that I went to when I was in Bluffton. As we were walking around, we ran across a library. I think it's called the Bluffton Branch Library or the Bluffton County Library. I'll put a link to it down below, but they were having a really cool book sale, and I got something I did not expect to find. This is Shadows by Kim Hargreaves. This is Shadows by Kim Hargreaves, 21 designs. I think this was published in 2011, And I was just going through the book sale that they had. And as I was digging around, I found this. And I got it for $1. So I'm very happy about that. I love Kim Hargreaves' designs. Like, look at this raglan sweater. That is very nice. The patterns are a little bit older. Like I said, the book is from 2011. One of the great things about Kim Hargreaves is that she designs timeless silhouettes that work whether they came out 15 years ago or they come out now. Like, look at this military style jacket. That is pretty cool. Some of the yarns in this book are still available. Some I would have to substitute for yarns that I can find. I'm going to take this home with me and find something to whip up out of this. Like, look at this cable sweater. That's pretty cool. This is Shadows by Kim Hargreaves. I'm excited that I found it, but I'm even more excited that I found it for $1.
Welcome to Project Notes. I'm Claudia.
Thank you. Got it right.
Today, after I finished knitting and feeling all 500 of my yarn skeins, I decided to go for a little stroll down Savannah. I'm working on a cross-stitch reknit by Gianna Yormson. Great knitter out of Poughkeepsie. Anyway, I'll let you guys know how it goes. Follow me on Project Notes.
I'm happy to report that we made it safely back home. If you've made it to this portion of the podcast, you've made it to the giveaway announcement. Give yourself a big pat on the back, because if you've made it this far, you've probably been watching for quite some time. As I'm editing, the footage is over an hour, so I have to cut that down. But if you are here, let me explain to you the giveaway. While I was in South Carolina, I visited Lowcountry Shrimp and Knits, and there I picked up two gifts, a skein of yarn and a project bag that I would like to give to one of you. Next month is my 1-year podiversary. I shared this in the very beginning when I started my podcast, but I started it because my family and friends were encouraging me to post more online, specifically on YouTube, just to put myself out there more. And I'm grateful that they did, because it has opened up a whole new world of knitting for me. I've been able to get to know all of you. I receive such wonderful messages on Instagram, Ravelry, and on YouTube from you all, and I can't say enough how grateful that I am that you've become part of the Project Notes community, the Project Notes family. And this is just my small way of saying thank you. I try to say this in my podcast, but time is a gift, and you all have given me the incredible gift of your time and spending it here. Thank you so much. But let me go ahead and show you what I have, and I will explain the details of the drawing. These are the goodies I picked up from Lowcountry Shrimp and Knits when I visited. So this skein of yarn is Maggie's Love yarn, small batch and dyed yarn. The makeup of this is 75% superwash merino, 28% nylon, 1% stellina, 438 yards of fingering weight yarn, 100 grams. And the colorway is Mermaid. I picked this up because it was locally dyed, I believe in South Carolina, and so I thought it would be a nice souvenir for one of you to have from my trip down to the yarn store. And then I also have this cute project bag that will go with it. I also picked this up. So you will get the skein of yarn and the project bag. The rules for the drawing are: comment down below with your summer plans, whatever they are, no matter how big, no matter how small. Share that down below. I'll put the date on the screen for when the drawing closes, and in my podcast in July, I will go ahead and announce the winner and contact them to send them their prizes. I will see you all next month. Now I'll leave you with some footage that I took over on Tybee Beach. Bye everyone.